Join me as I turn this into this, my DIY journal binding video.
Hello, craft friends. Welcome back. I am so happy you're here to Social Crafts. Today is, kind of the beginning of the new year, and it's a great time to set new intentions, goals, do reflections, and I thought what better of a way than to have a new journal to do that. And so I'm going to teach you how to bind your own journal. This is a Japanese bookbinding technique, and you can see I have like 2 different sizes I've done, and you can really bind any sort of papers together. So that's what's cool about this. If you don't know much about Social Crafts, we're Social Crafts, or I'm Social Crafts, and we give you really great fun ideas, fun craft ideas that you can do in groups. So like having a craft party. So that is all that our channel is about. Of course you can do this individually, but that is what our channel is about. And if you want more ideas, you can always go to socialcrafts.com. That's where you can find more ideas. And you can also find on there recipe ideas for groups and just party tips. So that's what you can find on our site. So check it out. Everything that you see here is going to be listed in the description. The supplies are all going to be listed in the description for you for easy shopping. So that is there for you. So let's get started and show you what you need. So first of all, you are going to need some filler paper. So I use regular copy paper. This can be any paper that you want. The great thing about these is when you're doing your own binding, you can bind whatever you want inside, whether it's a different type of paper, whether it's photos you've printed on these pieces of paper and you want to make a photo book, whether you put some quotes on here and that's what you want to bind, use your imagination. So what I just use regular copy paper, and I use for this size about 25 pieces. So when I cut it in half, it'll be about 50 pieces altogether. So I use about 25 pieces of this. Next thing is a cardstock pad. You don't need a whole pad, but I love these cardstock pads. Remember, everything's in the description below, so you can find it easily on Amazon. And a 1/8 inch hole punch. This is smaller than a regular, normal, standard size hole punch. It's 1/8 inches. Then a ruler, pencil, scissors, binder clip, string. So this is embroidery string. You can use any color embroidery string. I also like to use like a skinnier hemp string. And it's a little bit stronger, and it looks a little more like twine. So sometimes if I want a little bit like more rustic of a bind, I will use a hemp string. So use your imagination. And then also this thick needle. I'm pretty sure it's an embroidery needle. I will list it in the description below of the exact size. But it's a thicker needle, and it also gives a hole, an eye of the needle, big enough that I can fit a little bit thicker string. Most needles you get will be pretty thin and you can't fit a thicker string. So I love this size needle because it allows me to put a little bit thicker string, no hassle, into it. So those are the supplies you need. It's really simple, you don't need much, and I am ready to show you how to do this craft. So let's do it. So today we're going to make a journal that is half the size of this page. So this is regular copy paper, so you can use whatever paper you would like to use, but we're going to use regular copy paper today. And we are going to cut it in half. This is 25 sheets full. So when we cut it in half, it'll be 50 sheets together for our journal. I also like to use these cardstock pads of paper to choose what cover I'm gonna have. So I think I'm just gonna choose this one. I love these cardstock pads of paper. They are so fun. And so this is what we're gonna start with. So what I like to do is use a paper cutter to get really clean cuts. If you don't have a paper cutter, you can use a ruler and some scissors, which is fine too. So I take a few of these at a time. And it's 11 inches this way, so half of 11 is 5.5. So we're gonna go ahead and measure 5.5 here and cut them through. Just do this real quick. So you have your stack of paper here for your journal. You can also do it a quarter of the size. This is a quarter of the size here, so feel free to do that. You can choose how many, you know, pages you want in it. This is also a great fun idea for like photo books or anything you've had printed on here. You can make a journal out of it, so use your imagination. They don't have to be blank pages. You can also use lined pages, you can use checkered pages, whatever you would like. So when we get to this part, I am going to measure out, so now these are 5.5 by 8.5. So we want to have 2 pages of this that is 8.5. This is this is 12.5 total, except there's a hole here. So probably we should just say 12. This is 12 inches. So we're going to do 12 by 12. So we're gonna cut 12, let's see, we are gonna cut 1 page that is this. 1 page that is 5.5, so we can mark 5.5 here. Go ahead and put it there, slice. 5.5, and then just do another 5.5. Okay, so we have 2 5.5, and then we have to make them 8.5. So then we go 8.5. Pop. Discard these. Put away your paper cutter. And here we go. So now we have some covers for our journal. How cute, right? So for the sake of this, I normally like to do, you know, 2 matching sides. You can do 2 mismatching sides. You can even double up and like glue 2 cardstock together so you have a firmer cover, which will be nice. For the sake of this demonstration, we are gonna leave the top this way and flip the bottom this way so you can tell which is top and bottom when we start to bind our journal. So this is what we're starting with here. So when we go ahead and now we're gonna figure out how to make the holes here. When you have a journal this size, I like to make the holes about it's about a 1/2 inch in. When you make a journal this size, I like to make it about 1/4 of an inch in. So just know that, and you can do whatever you want. You can experiment. So this one, you see this is 1/4 inch in. We're gonna do a 1/2 inch in for this one, just so it has a little bit more of a bind. So what you do to figure out where your holes are, and so it's evenly, you take 1 piece of your paper out of your pile, which is, then you're gonna end up using this as a template and discarding it later. So what you do is, like I said, you're gonna measure 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch at the bottom, and make a line. You can mark up this paper because, like I said, it's just gonna be a template. Okay, you see that? So we have 1/2 inch in. That's all you really need your ruler and pencil for. So now we're gonna fold the paper hamburger style. Fold the paper same way one more time. And then one more time again. And then open it up. And you'll see all these lines here. What you're gonna do is take your pencil and mark this very top line that intersects with your line you drew. See, the fold line is intersecting with the line I drew. Put a dot there, okay? Skip the next line, the next fold line, and then go to the line below it put a dot there. Skip the next fold line, the line below it that intersects with your drawn line, put a dot there. Again, in your last one, the last fold line that intersects with your drawn line, put a dot there. This is gonna end up being your template for the holes you're gonna punch into all of your journal pieces right here. So now what we're gonna do next is you kind of straighten it out and grab your 1/8 hole punch, small hole punch. We're gonna start with your top and bottom, covers, and you're gonna lay this on top. What you can do is grab a binder clip and make it even like this and clip your pages together so you can hold them tight. So then I kind of pull this down here and then go through each one of these holes, and you're gonna punch a hole. So now you use this as a template, and now you have all your holes in your front and back cover. So put those aside, and then you are gonna take little bits of this paper. Don't try to do like a ton too much at one time, just as much as your hole punch can handle. You don't want to dull your hole punch. And you can go ahead and clip and hold that down and punch your holes again. It would be pretty right on, but don't worry if it's not like, oh my God, so perfect. But like, just try to get it in the same, so your holes line up like that. And then you're gonna finish the rest of your paper. So go ahead and do the rest of your paper. Okay, now that all the holes are punched, stack up your inside pages and then put your covers on each side. So remember that this is going to be the top and this is going to be the back. So just so you can see how we bind. So I like to use, I think it's an embroidery needle. I'll put the size and everything in the description, but a pretty thick needle like this. And then some string. You can use whatever string will really fit in the hole of this needle. And you want this string to be at least 5 times, we're gonna call this the spine, it is the spine. And we want this to be about 5 times, the string to be 5 times the spine length. And you can do extra, better to have extra than be short, any amount. So we'll go, I kind of do loosely 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's probably 6 really, if you see how much extra I'm adding, but I like to just do extra because, you know, why not? So you cut that. And I like to use all different types of string, twine, you know, there's some like little hemp string at the craft stores. So whatever you have around, then you go ahead and put it through your hole of the needle and leave a little bit extra to work with, little tail, just to keep it, keep a little extra in there so it doesn't come out of the hole. So look, we are gonna name this hole 1, hole 2, hole 3, hole 4. This is the front, the other side's the back, and this is the spine. Okay, so hole 1, hole 2, hole 3, hole 4. Front, the back is the whole green side, and then this is the spine. Okay, so just know that as I use that verbiage when I show you how to bind your journal. So what we're gonna start by doing, take your string, and you are going to, let's see, you are going to take about half your journal. Doesn't have to be exact, but just about half your journal, like this. You're gonna go up hole 2. Going up is like towards the front. Hole 2, and go through hole 2, see this? Until you have about a 3 to 4 inch tail that you're gonna leave inside the journal. So go ahead and keep pulling until we have like about a 4-inch tail. So 4 to 5 inch, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, something like that, right? So now you see that, we're gonna sandwich this back down. We're gonna leave this in the journal for now. Sandwich this back down and then restack your journal. Holding your journal tight, let's go around the spine of hole 2 from the bottom and go back up that same hole, like this. Okay, so you're holding tight that tail inside of the journal. And we're going up from the bottom to the front of hole 2. Okay, see that? And then pull tight. It's pulling tight, not going anywhere. Now, we're gonna go down from the front to the back, hole 3. And you might have to wiggle it through, like kind of let your pages loose if the holes aren't lining up, and then your needle will go down and pull it all the way down and pull tight again. This hole up here might have gotten a little loose, so you might have to kind of keep pulling tight. So now we're down, we went down, hole 3. You're gonna wrap around the spine and go down again, hole 3. See that? And pull tight. Okay, so we have 2 strings around the spine. Now, you take your needle again and go up from the back to the front of hole 4. Wiggle, wiggle until you get it. Oops. Wiggle, wiggle, get it through. And now pull tight, and now you're at hole 4. Then you go around the spine again of hole 4 and back up hole 4, and you have that, pull tight, you have that around the spine. Now we want the string to go like this, around the bottom to keep that nice and secure. So you're gonna go around the bottom with the needle and come back up hole 4. And pull tight. See how this is wrapped around the bottom of that. You want to keep pulling tight, making sure none of this gets real loose. You might have to pull it really tight more at the end, but keep doing it throughout. So now we're finished with hole 4. We're gonna go back down hole 3. Pull tight. And if you flip it over, you see that this still needs to be done. So we go from the back to the front to hole 2. See that? Now, we tackle hole 1 and we go down hole 1. Down hole 1. We now want to go around the spine of hole 1, so wrap it around the spine and go back down hole 1. See that? Oh my God, looking gorgeous. And then now we're gonna go around the top. So then we go back down, hole 1 again. So pretty. Okay. And if you flip it over to your backside, you still have one more string to go here. But instead of going all the way through to this side, we're gonna go find that tail again. So we find the tail and only go through half of the book. So you're going back through from the back, hole 2, but you're going only to the middle of the book where that tail is. So pull it through And then this is the part that you want to make sure all of your binding is tight. So from this side, your tail, pull tight this way. You can see here, from this side, pull tight. So you just want to make sure everything is tight, okay? So now you have meeting ends in the middle of the book. We're then gonna cut this needle side off, put that to the side. And now holding this tight, we're gonna double knot or triple knot these two together. So I know you can't see it right now, but I'm doing one knot, super tight, another knot, super tight. I like to do three for safety, why not, right? Super tight, and there you go. You finished off your bind, and you cut off these tails. Whoop. Squirrely little guy. Okay, cut off these tails, and you have a gorgeous journal you just did binding for. This is a Japanese binding technique, and now you have a new journal. And you can print stuff in here. You could even do pages that you printed quotes on. Like I said, you can make a photo book for somebody and bind it yourself. You don't have to pay all this money for a binded photo book. You can use this obviously for a journal. You can do whatever you want because you get to create what pages are inside. And so there you go. You get these cute little journals, make great gifts, great for your kids, and you just get better and better every time. And you know, I'm so excited to see what you come up with. Feel free to tag us when you make one so I can see. I'm just so happy to teach you this craft and just very excited of what you might create. So I hope you enjoyed this. So thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope your journals came out so wonderful. If you have any questions at all, go ahead and email me at hello@socialcrafts.com. That's hello@socialcrafts.com. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. You can just find us at Social Crafts. It's at Social Crafts on any of those. And then don't forget to thumbs up if you like this video. We really appreciate it. And then also to subscribe. Tell all your friends and subscribe to our channel. We give you all these fun ideas for parties. Of course, like I said, you can do them individual, but we are just happy that you are here. And thank you for watching the Social Crafts video. Have a great day.